Love 15. Wait, please.
Good start here for García and Gala. They've been targeting slightly in these first couple of points towards Leo Augsburger. They all know that he has one of the best smashes on the male circuit. They'll need to therefore keep the ball low. And if they're choosing to lob, make sure it is really high and deep to the back of the court to avoid the chance for Augsburger to bring the ball down with a smash. And an excellent start for García and Gala. Break point, of which they will have 3 potential chances to break at love 40.
Out. 15-14.
Two of those possible breaks taken away by the Nenno Augsburger. Augsburger there in his white backwards cap. The Nenno is now serving towards David Gala. Nice serve down the middle. Up comes the Nenno right at the net. Augsburger finishes the point out the back of the court and get themselves to juice after a shaky few first points. That's lovely by Augsburger out the back of the court. We call that a por 4, a by 4. Being called that because the back of the court is 4 meters high. The glass plus the cage on top of that, and that shot out the back of the court is always a winner. Augsburger tries to go for the big smash, but is possibly a little bit far back on the court. I mean, look at the jump he gets, though. But brings it down early. And another break opportunity for García and Gala as they have the advantage. Excellent defense from Nenno Augsburger. Up at the net now. And they do get the break after a brilliant rally. Semi-finals and finals all the way through to the final that's taking place on the 9th on Sunday. Well played by Leo Augsburger at the net. Brilliant smash by García, but Augsburger manages to get on the end of it, pops it out the back of the court. And the big headline for this pair, as we mentioned, is that they will not be sticking together as a pair for much longer. They came together for the Tarragona P1. They got that title together in Madrid. And announced their split after the Nugisa P2. So they will play here in the FIP World Cup Pairs in Kuwait. They will play in the Dubai P1. And then they will form new partnerships for the final major of the year, the GNP Mexico major in Acapulco. Augsburger will go with Juan Lebron. Martín Nenno will come back and play with Franco Stupachuk, another Argentinian player who they played with before in his career. And likely, not confirmed, but likely that those partnerships will last into the start of the 2026 season. Great defense up at the net from García and Gala. As Gala comes in, trying to find the winner towards Augsburger. And eventually it's Nenno who steps forward. And now it's their opportunity to break our fifth seeds, Nenno and Augsburger. Top 16 pairs, according to their FIP ranking, advance directly into the round of 32, the same as what happens in a Premier Padel major. So it means that Nenno Augsburger have not played yet. García Gala already had to play in their round of 64 match. It's slightly different in the women's tournament. Top 16 pairs advance directly to the round of 32, but if you're in the top 4 pairs, then you advance directly into the round of 16. So some of our women's pairs won't play until the women's round of 16. But Nenno Augsburger have broken straight back. 1 game all after 2 consecutive breaks.
Time.
And as this is a round of 32, 90 FIP ranking points up for grabs. 35 for getting to the round of 64. There's 180 for getting to the round of 16. But of course, 2,000 up for grabs for the champions, which is equivalent to Qatar's Premier Padel Major.
50 love.
It's 15 love at 1 game all.
30 love.
After a breakup by both sides. 30-15 to Nenno Augsburger. One game all. And there might be a bit of speculation as to why Nenno Augsburger have ended their partnership. Nenno was increasingly getting frustrated with Augsburger during the Nugiza tournament at the number of errors that he was making. Nenno is a very consistent player. He barely makes any unforced errors. And the right-hand-sided player is a very defensive and strategic player as well. Came together with Augsburger in Tarragona. They got that big win in the Madrid P1.
30-40.
Augsburger was playing previously with Pablo Cardona. When they started to make a name for themselves in the circuit, unfortunately Cardona is now out of the season, injured, preparing to get back for 2026. But there, a couple of errors on the bounce from Augsburger. Break point to García and Gala. Great work up at the net for Nenno Augsburger. They're blocking everything coming their way.
Dios.
It's good work from Nenno Augsburger at the net. They're ensuring that García and Gala are on the back foot, defending right at the back glass and hoping eventually the error will come from their side or the gap opens up. For a big winner, for Gala García, they're just trying to defend, keep the ball low to the net so Augsburger can't come in with a big smash, or with those lobs, making sure they're high and deep and cannot be attacked down on. A growing country in the paddle scene that's had its first professional milestones in the male side. Kuwait made the top 8 in the FIP Asia Paddle Cup this year, recently, and they got 5th position in the Asia Africa FIP World Paddle Championships in 2024. And a country that has over 130,000 amateur paddle players, almost 600 courts, over 200 clubs. And they did host the Kuwait City Premier Paddle P1 last year, which paved the way for this tournament. That was won by the top seeds, Tapia and Cuello. This year, Cuello and Tapia are still the #1 seeds, with 20,000 total ranking points, joint at #1 in the world. So 2 games all. Both teams with a break. We're now back on serve for Martín de Nenno. The oldest player on the court, Martín de Nenno, but the highest ranked at 9th in the world. Just second to him, Leo Augsburger at 14th, Pablo García at 51 and Gala at 48. García tries his absolute best to run out of the court and bring that ball back through the door. It just hits the side of the door on the way through. And that's just out. Well watched by Nenno. Look at that, from Augsburger to win the game. Here's Gala on the left-hand side of this pair, both players from Madrid. And a big couple of smashes in a row from Gala to win the point. Really well executed the first right down into the corner, forcing Nenno to play the ball into a position where he can come in on the attack. As Nenno and Augsburger both fall into the net. Augsburger into the net once again, as he just loses his balance with that shot. It could have been stunning. 30 love, García, Gala.
40 love. Game García Gala, 3 games all.
It is neck and neck so far in this first set at 3 games all. The error from Augsburger catches the smash on the top of his racket. And when Augsburger struggles to smash, he struggles in the games. That's his super strength. And when that's taken away, either from good strategy from the opponents or the pace or style of the court, it's not the quickest court, it's not the slowest court. Somewhere in the middle. But by this point in the year, the opponents of Augsburger will have studied that smash. And in their strategy will be ways to try and avoid his ability to get in those positions. And another error from Augsburger into the back glass. Popped out of the court by Augsburger.
40-50.
To give them a game point. Doesn't need to put too much pace on that, just popped out by his wrist.
Game 50 love.
How did that happen? Augsburger, he goes for that big smash again. It comes off the top of his racket. We saw this numerous times in the recent tournament in the New Gisa P2.
30 love.
As García and Gala lead 30 love, and they will know today that they can exploit that part of Augsburger's game, that inconsistent part, and also the mental side, as these two pairs know that they won't be playing together for too much longer. And then it's been a tense tournament in New Giza that they've come from. But a better play from Augsburger. It's such an interesting player. 1 minute he brings out a shot that you think, could he repeat that? That's fantastic, that's world class. And the next moment, he struggles to execute a basic smash. And you've got Nenno by his side, consistently talking, consistently trying to work through those moments with him. But as fifth seeds, they are not unbeatable, they are not immune. And at the minute, García Gala are playing very well against them. This time it's Nenno with a rare error on the defence at the net. He tries to go for that little spin drop shot, catches the top of the net. And a game point for García and Gala to equalise at 4-all. This time Augsburger executes the smash. And they climb back up to juice. Look at Nenno right down, crouching on the floor, saying, I'm not getting in the way of that one.
Advantage García Gala.
A roar from García Gala as a huge smash from Pablo García. His body doubles over. And Nenno and Augsburger both running out of the court to see if they can get to that one. And another game point for García and Gala. Good cross-court play from Nenno. We're back at juice.
Advantage García Gala.
The advantage of García Gala as a beautiful cross-court. Again, from Pablo García, and I think it bounces right in the corner. And Nenno struggles to follow it through. Can they do it this time, García and Gala? Yes, they can, and they equalise here at 4 games all. We know this pair have the ability to win sets against top pairs. They did against Coqui Nieto and Mike Yanguas. That was when David Gala was playing against or playing with Campagnolo, who's now since playing with Javi Garrido. Gala, also part of the team that recently won the FIP Euro Padel Cup Final 8 in La Línea de la Concepción. Spain won that tournament, and Gala, it's hard to remember, he's only 19 years old, but he's been a junior champion in the Madrid 2022 championships. He's been a junior Spanish champion in 2021, and has spoken very openly about wanting to combine his studies with his playing career, and has huge work ethic and determination. And there's a better, more complete game for Nenno and Augsburger. 40-love. At 4 games all in this first set. Pablo García tries to bring it down, but Martín Nenno, a lovely... Here is exactly the strategy that Nenno and Augsburger were chatting about with Cristian Gutiérrez. Augsburger said, we've got to win this 6-4. It'll be 6-4. And a good start with that strategy. With the smash at the net from Nenno.
Net.
Atrás.
15.
Augsburger almost gets there. But Pablo García was waiting, even if that had gone over. 15-all. The serve curves out. A huge smash from Pablo García. But he finishes it from so deep on the court. That's the threat when you have a player like that that can finish the point from anywhere. Those lobs have got to be so good and really high to avoid that from happening.
40-15.
And you can tell García and Gala are working to try and trap Augsburger in that corner. It's where he's made the most errors so far. And now they lead 40-15. And the game to García Gala, 5 games all in this first set. 37 minutes played. There is nothing to separate these pairs at the moment, despite the differences in ranking. Mistakes from Leo Augsburger. And 2 players on the opposite side of the net that are looking confident in their smashes and their aggression today. It's 5 games all in the first set.
15 love. 30 love.
Pablo García was almost there. It looked like he just lost sight of the ball slightly, because he was there and could have caused real damage.
40-15.
And Nenno just coming in with a bit too much there. When you think, I've got this in the bag, I'm gonna smash that ball down and overthink the end result rather than the process. Nice play up at the net from Nenno with those little Chiquita shots. They get the game, they lead 6-5. So will the Nenno Augsburger be able to get a break now? Will we have a first set tie break? The ball just in from García, but Gala is there with the smash.
50 love. Touch.
Augsburger just touches the net. You could almost feel the tension a little on the court between the Nenno Augsburger. It's looking like we'll get a first set tie break. Out of the court from Martín Nenno, the por 4.
40-15.
But the ball out from Augsburger. It is 6 games all. We will have a tie break. It is first to 7 with 2 clear points. After 43 minutes of match play, the 5th seeds have struggled to find another break. There were 2 at 1-love and at 1-all early on. Who can come away with this first set victory? It stays in from García. Augsburger coming across for the smash, well defended by Gala at the back of the court now. And Martín Nenno with a huge shout from Augsburger gets the first point of this tiebreak.
Time.
Good play by Pablo García, forcing Nenno to react quickly. That ball down to the bottom of the cage, bounces up unpredictably. Well adjusted from Nenno as the ball skips on the net. And look how frustrated Pablo García is, flinging his racket. Our fifth seeds in Nenno Augsburger lead 2-1 in our first set tiebreak. With Leandro Augsburger serving.
2-all.
And a double fault. At 2-all, that is very rare to see a double fault on paddle service. A service not about aces, it's not about pace. It's much more about getting up and winning the net and placing it in a strategic position. And Pablo García serving at 2-4 in our tiebreak. Ranked at number 51 in the FIP World Rankings, the lowest ranked player on the court, but with a recent win in a Dubai FIP Silver. And Nenno pointing to his head, saying, this is a mental game when it's this close. And it's a really well won point by Nenno as they lead in this tiebreak 5-2. It is first to 7 with 2 clear points. And Nenno is serving. The return from Gala is out. It's 6-2 to Nenno Augsburger. Set point. And no error in the smash there from Leo Augsburger. They win the tiebreak. The only time it really felt like they were on top consistently for a number of points. And they win the first set 7-6. 7 games to 6. 48 minutes. And pretty similar stats across the board. Though García and Gala did not take advantage of their 5 breaks, only getting one of them. 14 unforced errors with Nenno Augsburger to the 15 of García and Gala. You can see in the statistics there really isn't anything separating these pairs. In this first set, that the 5th seeds managed to come away and win 7-6. It is all to play for in this second set, this round of 32 match for the first ever FIP World Cup Pairs here in Kuwait. This tournament, 21 of 24. Of course, next we head to Dubai for the Premier Padel P1, to Mexico after that for our last major of the year, and to close the curtain on the season, the finals in Barcelona in December, of which tickets are available. It is not one to miss. The top 16 best players in the FIP race based on their performance in the 2025 season will be there. Nenno Augsburger among them.
Wait. 15-30.
Atrás, atrás, atrás.
30 all.
Vamos, bien hecho, loco, bien hecho. Venga, va. Vamos, Vamos, hermano. Pablito, va, Pablito. Sigue siendo una, Martín.
Third all with Pablo García serving, a 22-year-old player from Madrid.
Atrás, nada.
40-30.
Pablo García, a player who knows what it's like to get deeper runs in tournaments, one of those being in the Paris Major earlier in the year when he got to the round of 16 alongside Javi Garrido. This beautiful bird's eye view of this court, these indoor courts at the Arena Kuwait. The matches are happening, of course, across the Rafa Nadal Academy Kuwait courts. So just a short way connected here. It's all one beautiful, stunning location for this tournament.
Advantage García, Gala.
Vamos, Pablo, for that amazing finish by Pablo García. He's got the advantage to win their first service game of this second set. And Martín Nenno runs out to try and retrieve that ball. He gets a touch, but is off balance, and the game goes to García, Gala, Cuello, and Agustín Tapia taking to the courts. And later on, another treat after that, our third seeds, Juan Lebron, Franco Stupachuk. Of course, they will be the new partners of the Nenno and Augsburger from the Mexico Major. We anticipate that will stay into the start of the 2026 season. The out of the court this time from Martín Nenno, the por tres, out the side being 3 meters high. Unlike the ball that goes out the back of the court, it is one that players just like that can attempt to run after and bring back into the court either over the top or through the door. To continue play, there's some of the most entertaining and spectacular shots.
40-50.
There's absolutely nothing stopping that from Augsburger. As Pablo García just jumps out the way. I'm not too sure what Gala is complaining about, but we'll have to focus. They're a set down.
40-30.
The smash just out from Augsburger. But they get the game. And we're sticking on serve in these first 2 games. 1 game all in our second set after Nenno and Augsburger took the first in the tiebreak 7-6.
David Gala to serve. Wait, please. Point.
Vale, Leo está a media está Leo.
Love 15.
Vamos está.
Point.
Atrás Leo. ¡Y tú, campeón! ¡Vamos!
Excellent power from David Gala. 15 all.
15 all.
Vamos, animal, ¿eh? ¡Hoy! Vale, Leo en la línea. Mira ahora.
As Woodard and Nenno chased it down to the back of the court, but the recovery left it wide open for Gala to come in and finish the point. Por tres from Gala.
40, 15.
Augsburger is almost there out of the court, reaching.
Game García Gala.
And the game goes to García Gala.
Love 15.
Leandro Augsburger serving. The young Argentinian, full of promise, who will be playing with Juan Leron in the Mexico Major.
Love 13.
And we're yet to hear an official statement from the pairs on why their split up has happened, but by the looks of the frustration out on court between this pair in the new Gisa P2, they just haven't found their groove, haven't managed to connect well enough on court in their styles.
15, 13.
And it can just come down to something as simple as the pairs just don't quite click or get on off the court. Gala just trying to regain a bit of control with that high lob. One of the easiest ways to just settle things down a little bit if you feel a bit shaken is nice high lob to the back of the court, force your opponents far away from the net. Just out from the Nenno. Break point for García and Gala.
Use.
No, viene ya, dos. Atrás, Gala. Vuelve aquí. Atrás, para. Confianza, muévela. Bien.
Excellent play from Gala, seizing the opportunity to fire it down low into the corner. A second breakpoint opportunity for García and Gala on the far side of the court,
Deuce.
but not able to take this one again. As Nenno threads it down right to the feet of García. Excellent defence by Gala, once again up at the net.
Advantage to Nenno.
But this time the advantage to Nenno Augsburger, as they've saved 2 break points.
Net.
Now can they consolidate this game?
Game Nenno Augsburger, 2 games all.
And they get the game. They saved 2 breaks. It's 2 games all as we stick on serve. So far, in this second set, we've well passed the hour mark, an hour and 7 minutes of match play. Local time. 3:20 in the afternoon of this first ever edition of the FIP World Cup Pairs in Kuwait at the Arena Kuwait. This dazzling centre court as our 5th seeds, the Nenno Augsburger, are in this battle against Pablo García and David Gala, both from Madrid. And Pablo García is serving. Building up that point,
30 love.
waiting the moment for García to strike. 30 love.
¡Solo!
30-15. Según su inicio.
Atrás. Leo. Los dos. Bien.
40-15.
Augsburger has to stretch low down on that left-hand side and doesn't get the strength on the return. So it's 40-15 to García Gala. In comes Pablo García with the smash, and they take the game. We stick on serve after 5 games played. It is 3-2 to García and Gala in this round of 32 match of the Kuwait FIP World Cup Pairs.
Love. Love.
As we're in our first ever edition of the FIP World Cup Pairs, here in Kuwait, a little bit more information about the tournament. It's marking one of the most important events in the international padel calendar. It's governed and organised by the International Padel Federation and integrated into the Premier Padel 24-stop calendar. It'll be held every 2 years, and it will crown the official men's and women's world champions in padel.
40 love.
One men and one women's pair will lift the title, and they will be distinguished as world champions for the next 2 years. But the format, the points, the prize money is similar to a Premier Padel Major. And the pairs enter through their FIP ranking, competing through the main draw stages right through to the final. And this is one of those. There is nothing to separate these pairs still. It is 3 games all in our second set, after Nenno and Augsburger won the first 7-6. With a title, a globally prestigious title of world champion up for grabs. They'll be recognised as the best pair in the world until the next edition in 2 years' time. And what an achievement it will be as well if you are crowned the first ever FIP World Cup Pairs champion.
Love 30.
There have been no breaks so far in this second set. Is this the moment for Nenno and Augsburger? Nenno is only one of 3 players who won a Premier Padel Major title with 3 different partners. Sorry, one of only 3 players who has won a major with different partners.
Love 40.
With Navarro in Qatar in 2022, when he played with Stupacuk in 2023, both of them being Qatar. He will return to play with Stupacuk in the Mexico Major later in the year, but now the 5th seeds in Nenno Augsburger have 3 possible break point opportunities. A frustrated Augsburger, he goes for the big winner, and the smash is just long. And García Gala save another break point. 30-40. They got the Nenno Augsburger moving around the court, opening up that gap for Pablo García. And Gala with another big winner. And they've saved 3 break points. The Nenno Augsburger have let those break points slip away from them. Augsburger was so close to a touch on that. but we are at juice. Augsburger opts for the contra-pared. When you hit the ball towards your own glass. More of a last-minute defensive shot. That one at a slightly incorrect angle. And the advantage is García Gala. And that's out from Augsburger on the side. After having all of those break opportunities, García Gala win the game. Still no break in this second set. It is 4-3 to García and Gala. So can either team find a break? 3 opportunities wasted by Nenno Augsburger in that last game. Beautiful shot from Nenno. But it looks like another ball fell out onto the court. So it will be a let first serve. Whenever that happens, if there's a ball falling out somebody's pocket or a ball from another court comes onto the one you're playing at, then it will be a let. Of course, there's no other courts to worry about here. A much more straightforward win in that game for Nenno and Augsburger. It is 4 games all in our second set. In this round of 32 match, the second round in our inaugural FIP World Cup Pairs in Kuwait. And really interestingly, as we edge closer to the end of the year, the race for the #1 top ranking spot between Cuello and Tapia and Tingoto and Galan remains open. Cuello and Tapia, even if they win, will not be able to 100% secure that #1 spot in the FIP World ranking. It's a little bit more open in the women's category. It's mathematically open, but Geometria and Del Fibrea could close it with a title win here in Kuwait. And if Ari Sanchez and Pablo Jose Maria take an early exit in the round of 16 or earlier. An excellent smash from Pablo García. With a right and a left-handed player on that side of the net, both García and Gala have that ability to execute a huge smash. Gala as well as the aggressive player on that left-hand side. Apologies, both right-handed players. I mean, they've both got that ability to execute that big smash depending on what side of the court they are on. And now a game point to lead 5-4. There it is. So with no breaks, it is all to play for. Nenno Augsburger equalise at 5 games all. Will we have another tie-break, perhaps? Augsburger with a little touch as he gets tangled up in the net. Vamos, animal, what we're hearing. Come on, animal. He's Nenno's code towards Augsburger. And a much-needed point just to settle the nerves at 30-15. They need this win to attempt to set up a win in this second set or a tie-break, which they looked really confident in before. What a smash from Augsburger to set up the game point. And they get the game. 5 games all, still without a break in this second set. Will one team be able to take it 7-5? Will we have another tie break? Coming up to the hour-and-a-half mark. Gala is serving. Gala with 2 FIP titles. He got to a quarter-final of the Tarragona P1 earlier in the year. A winner with Spain in the FIP Padel Cup. And what shone through here today, it's not just his talent, but his work ethic and determination. He's a very calm head on court. And himself and Pablo García complement each other well. It's just out from Augsburger.
Fault.
And a discussion of whether there was a touch or not.
Nenno has requested the video review. The ball was connect touch.
Checking, I think, whether there was a touch at the net from García Gala, which will now go to video review. Well, the Nenno Augsburger, in fact, have requested the video review. Whether there was a touch there, and it looks like there was. So not when he struck the ball, but before that, when he was coming across.
According to the video review, the player touched the net.
So he did touch the net. Yeah, you can see it with his foot there as he came in.
40 love.
Game point, García.
40-15.
Excellent play from Martín de Nenno down the line.
Augsburger de Nenno have one video review remaining for this set.
You can hear the chair umpire. One video review remaining for this set. If the pair gets the decision wrong that they question, then they lose one of their 2 video reviews. It's out from Augsburger. The game goes to García Gala. They lead 6-5. So here we go. Can Nenno Augsburger save this second set and equalise at 6-all for another tie-break? Over an hour and a half of match play. Not much has separated them. In fact, nothing has separated them, as we've had no breaks at all in this second set. Our 5th seeds, Martín de Nenno, Leandro Augsburger, the Argentinian duo taking on this tough pair in García and Gala, their second Premier Padel tournament together here in Kuwait, this first edition of the FIP World Cup Pairs. An excellent finish out of the court by Augsburger as they lead 30-love. Augsburger again with a fantastic smash, a game point now to take it to 6-all. And they should be pretty confident, the 5th seeds, going into a tiebreak. They dominated it the first time. And there's the game.
6-all tie.
We will have another tiebreak. The first one convincingly by Nenno and Augsburger. Let's see if they can do it again and secure a place in the round of 16 of the Kuwait FIP World Cup Pairs. Pablo García with the first serve of the tiebreak. First to 7 with 2 clear points. Great defence by Nenno in this right-hand corner. Trying to gain some control with the nice high lob, now coming in and winning the net. Switch sides, there's Augsburger with the por tres. Gala runs out, can't get there. Fantastic effort from Gala, but a good start to this tiebreak for Nenno and Augsburger. The jump that Augsburger has on that smash is phenomenal. And as the game's gone on, they have become more consistent and less errors, certainly, in those big smashes for Augsburger. Time for Nenno to serve. Creating a defensive wall up at the net. Into the net though from Augsburger on that block, but a fantastic rally that had everything. A little drop shot, beautifully saved by Gala. But Augsburger coming in there to attack at the net and just his racket a little bit low. 1-all in this tiebreak so far. Gala taking his time. Big smash from Pablo García, but Augsburger is there this time. No touch of the net. The por cuatro out the back of the court. They lead 3-1.
Wait, please.
Atrás, sale Leo. Leo. ¡Mano!
3-2, Nenno.
Pablo García showing that he can match Augsburger in the quality of that smash. And Augsburger still lead 3-2. A reminder, 1st to 7, with 2 clear points. It's just in from García, but they're exposed on that left-hand side. And the contra pared is out from Augsburger. 3-all.
Leo, Martín atrás. Martín atrás, Leo arriba.
4-3, García.
And now the block at the net from Augsburger is into the net. It gives García Gala an opportunity to go up in this tiebreak. They lead 4-3, García Gala. Beautiful shot down the line though from Augsburger. And it's 4-all. It's been such an evenly matched battle this afternoon. Even now it is so difficult to tell, point by point, who will come out on top.
Touch.
A touch of the net from Augsburger. But I think they're going to double check that one.
Requested the video review. The ball was called touch.
They'll check if the point was over before the contact with the net was made. It'll depend if the ball was already out of the court when Augsburger touched the net or not. It'll depend. Did he touch the net before or after the ball was out the back of the court? It is so difficult to tell. For me, it was just after the ball went out the court.
According to the video review, the player touched the net.
But it's been called as a foul. According to the video review, the point will go to García and Gala. They're up 5-4. And Martín Nenno is serving in this second set tiebreak.
5-all. The Nenno Augsburger have no video review remaining for this set.
5 games all, and we heard the umpire. No video reviews remaining for this set. I think it was a good one for Augsburger to challenge. It was such a fine margin. But it could not be any closer than this.
Second serve.
That's out from Pablo García. The Nenno Augsburger lead a 6-5 match point to the 5th seeds.
Fault. Net for serve.
A fault called on the serve from Gala, but both in Nenno Augsburger said it was fine, so it'll be a let. And first serve again for Gala. And match point saved by García and Gala. It will be 6-all. What a strange shot from Pablo García. It bounced all the way up off the top of the cage and just came down at a really funny angle. Augsburger can't believe it because he was there to pick it up. And picks up the ball.
García.
And García Gala secure the point. This time, set point for García and Gala to take this to a third and final deciding set. Into the net from Pablo García, who cannot quite believe it. 7-all in our tiebreak. We've had a match point for Nenno Augsburger, we've had a set point for García and Gala. And at 7-all, it's still 2 clear points required. Into the net from Gala this time.
8-7, Nenno.
And a roar from the Nenno, a second match point for the 5th seeds. But Pablo García says not yet with the huge smash. 8-all in our tiebreak. It doesn't get much closer than this. A tiebreak in the first set, a tiebreak in the second, 8-all. Neither team able to break away. And now, once again, with a second set point, García and Gala.
Game in second set, García Gala, 7-6.
And they have done it. García and Gala have won the tie-break, but it looks like I'm not quite sure what happened to Pablo García. The shoulder of David Gala in that celebration goes into the jaw of Pablo García. That looked painful as they were celebrating. 57 minutes in that set. Less unforced errors for Nenno Augsburger this time, but a high number of smashes and winners for García and Gala. One set all in this men's round of 32 match in our inaugural FIP World Cup Pairs. They didn't consolidate. We come back out for a third and final deciding set in this round of 32 of the FIP World Cup Pairs here in Kuwait.
15 love. Rodrigo.
So with neither team securing a break at all in that second set, that will surely be the strategy coming into this third. Out of the court on the contrapared from Nenno. And a good start for Leo Augsburger. Their first game point at 40-15. And they get the game on the board. A more confident start for the Nenno Augsburger. Christian Gutierrez during the break was saying, now is the time to stay positive. It'll be interesting. Two quite hot-headed characters on the court. Two who can potentially have a bit of a temper. So it's certainly going to be exciting watching them together. As we approach the 2-hour mark in this game.
15.
2 tie breaks, 1 in each set, for a place in the round of 16. Getting into a round of 16 with the point system, 180 FIP ranking points compared to the 90 in a round of 32. It then jumps up to 360 for a quarter-final, 720 for a semi-final. A runner-up, 1,200, and the champions, 2,000 points. This Kuwait FIP World Cup Pairs, considered a top-tier tournament on the Premier Padel calendar, comparable to a major on the Qatar Airways Premier Padel Tour. Those four majors: Qatar, Rome, Paris, and Mexico. Mexico, our final major of the year remaining. Nenno, an extremely passionate player. You can tell in his reaction to these points. A really excellent finish, up close to the net. Reaching for the hand of Augsburger, and it's 30 all.
Pablo, vamos animal.
Game García, Gala.
Into the net on the return from Augsburger. The game to García and Gala. One game all.
Leandro Augsburger to serve.
Look at that jump from Pablo García out the way, trying to climb up the glass to get away from that smash from Augsburger.
Tortilov. Thirty, 15. Forty, 15.
Beautiful little drop shot there from Augsburger, the dive from Pablo García. And you can tell there's a higher sense of urgency in the game of the Nenno Augsburger. They lead 2-1. Gala García looked like they might contest this and see if Augsburger touch the net. But they haven't requested a video review. After a brief discussion, Pablo García looked like he might have just apologized. But no video review. Nenno Augsburger are up, trying to go after a break. We didn't have any breaks in that second set. In the first set, we only had 2, but they were 1 each, and we quickly got back on serve.
15-13.
Vamos, lento. Punto loco, va.
Gala on the serve, taking his time. A place in paddle history at stake, this being the first event that will crown world champions, be held every 2 years. What a save! And what a rally that continues here. The point eventually won by Gala. What a save.
30.
Lovely deception down the center of the court from Gala.
13.
And another well-placed winner from Gala to set them up for a game point 40-30.
Game García Gala, 2 games all. Second serve.
A second serve for the Nenno. The ball from Augsburger didn't quite go out as he wanted. But that is really well placed from Augsburger. Just past the forehand of Pablo García. 15-love. At 2 games all in our third and final deciding set.
15. 15-13.
Goes straight towards the body of Leo. A big shout of sorry from Pablo García. Those shots never easy. You never want to hurt the other person or cause any harm or injury, but are some of the most effective shots towards the body. It's harder to react. And now, 2 possible break points for García and Gala. Nenno and Augsburger are holding on. This could be such a crucial moment in this 3rd set. And Gala asking for a video review.
David Gala have the request of the video review. The ball was called.
Not 100% sure of the reason for David Gala's ask of the video review. Let's take a look when it comes up. I think he's looking for it touching the side.
According to the video review,
It did touch the side.
Dos veces.
He's looking to whether Augsburger touched it twice. What an interesting call from David Gala. We don't see that very often, but they get the break and lead 3-2. García Gala gets the break they've been searching for all game. They lead 3-2. After that decision by David Gala, checking if Augsburger touched the ball more than once. On his way through.
Low 15. If you're just joining us, then you have entered this battle on the centre court. This battle of 3 sets between the 5th seeds, Nenno and Augsburger, the Argentinian duo who announced their split last week, but still have 2 tournaments to play together, this Kuwait FIP World Cup Pairs and the Dubai P1. They are against this pair in Pablo García and David Gala at rank 51 and 48 in the world. These two players from Madrid who have put up an absolute fight. There is nothing tearing these two pairs apart. García and Gala are a break-up. They lead 3-2, and it could be an extremely significant break. This is the first ever edition of the FIP World Cup Pairs. History will be made in Kuwait. They hosted the first P1 competition last November in Kuwait City. Arturo Cuello, Agustín Tapia won that. But this week, we will crown our champions of the world.
40-13.
And this is how much Pablo García and David Gala want this. Look at that smash from Pablo García out of the court. And an opportunity now to consolidate their break and create a small but significant gap in this third set. And they do it. They lead 4-2. The underdogs are on top. They lost the first set in a tie-break. They came back and held on in that tense second set tie-break. They now lead 4-2.
15 love.
How will Nenno and Augsburger now respond? Really lovely play from Leandro Augsburger up at the net. He looked really in control of that rally. Just waiting for that moment to thread it down to the right-hand side of Pablo García. He looks like he just caught his head on the back of the glass. As he slid down, looks okay to carry on.
40-15.
But what was that from Augsburger? Just a lapse of concentration. She completely mishit that. The game, the Nenno Augsburger. They keep the pressure on slightly as García and Gala lead 4-3. David Gala gets the winner. A shout from Pablo García. This could be huge if they can stick on their serve and lead 5-3. That could have been the most important break yet in this pair's career for a place in the round of 16 in this first ever FIP World Cup Pairs event.
Yeah!
30-15.
30-15, and now it's really shining through how much this means for García and Gala with that place in the round of 16. Both have done it before. Gala, most recently in the Germany P2. So Pablo García, most recently in the Paris Major round of 16. But of course, they're playing against a pair who are well accustomed to round of 16 performances. They won the Madrid P1, the Nenno Augsburger. Didn't have their best performance in the Paris Major. They were out there in the round of 32. But since then, they got to a quarter-final in Germany, a round of 16 in Rotterdam, a semi-final in Milan. And Gala and García are defending for their lives at the moment.
Vamos, Pablo. Vamos, David. Bien peleado, loco, bien peleado, bien peleado. Vamos, sigue siendo uno, sigue siendo uno. Vamos, vamos.
Time.
Leo, Martín, atrás, se va. Atrás. Martín, atrás, bien. Tranquilo, está atrás. Atrás, Leo. Atrás, Leo. Atrás, Leo. Atrás, Leo. Viene ahora, vienen dos. ¡Locura, Leo! ¡Locura, Leo!
Couldn't quite defend that attack, though, from Augsburger. He was there in the path of everything that García was trying to throw at him. And we're at juice.
Advantage García Gala.
Vamos, Pablo, Vamos, Pablito. ¿Está aquí,
Martín Nenno comes in with all his force. Down towards the feet to get the winner. It's our second juice.
Atrás, atrás. 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 Leo, se va. Sigue. Bien tapado, David.
A great play by David Gala up at the net. They will have another opportunity here to extend their lead to 5-3. Their third chance at game point. They have been so mentally solid, this pair, Gala and García. And I'll likely be thinking now, just a few more to get through. And we book our place in a round of 16.
Atrás. Vienes a Martín. Atrás, Martín, cambiados. Atrás. sigue Martín cambiado.
Got the Nenno Augsburger on different sides of the court than they're most used to. They switched in that defensive period. And it'll be on their minds to try and get back to their strongest side as soon as possible. And in the end, the point is finished by Martín de Nenno. It is back to juice. They managed to keep their cool on their less comfortable sides as we approach the 2.5 hour mark in this game. Out from de Nenno on the cross court. Gala García have their 4th advantage. Let's see if they can do it this time and hold their nerve.
Atrás. Atrás, viene Leo. Lo doy. Muy atrás, muy atrás, muy atrás, muy atrás. Leo. Los dos. Se va Leo. Muy atrás, muy atrás, muy atrás. Leo. Sí, para. Pero no entiendo por qué está.
But on their 4th attempt, they still cannot do it as we go back to juice. And the pressure continues to build on García and Gala, who are facing the 5th seeds, managing really well against the pressure in these moments. Looks like that might go out of the court. It stays in. And one more time, advantage. García Gala. A brilliant kick smash by García. It comes up so close. And Augsburger, even with all that power and height on his jump, cannot get there. Into the net for Martín de Nenno, and eventually the game goes to García and Gala. They lead 5-3. We've hit 2.5 hours of gameplay, physical and mental fatigue. And how will de Nenno and Augsburger respond? Cristian Gutiérrez on the bench will be analysing this performance, knowing this pair also have in the back of their mind the headlines around them splitting up as a pair, why that might be, what are the rumours surrounding that fallout, but they still have this tournament to get through. They still have the Dubai Premier Padel P1 to get through next. And as I say that, this game is far from over. García leaps out of the court. A better game here for the Nenno Augsburger. 40 love, but they trail in this third and final deciding set to the unseeded pair in Pablo García and Gala. Into the net on the return from Gala. The game goes to the Nenno Augsburger, but it will be now García and Gala serving for the match. So back out we come. 2 hours and 34 minutes of match play. García and Gala have the only break in this third and final deciding set. They got it at 3-2. They've managed to hold on and now are serving for the match to go into the round of 16 to double their potential FIP ranking points in this tournament, the first ever FIP World Cup Pairs. And this centre court in the Arena Kuwait. History will be made this week, crowning our first ever pair of champions. García Gala lead 30 love. A good shot threaded down the middle by Leo Augsburger. He's got a stern look. Knows they're going to have to pull off something really special here in order to get back to 5-all. As all the confidence is coming from the opposite side of the net. And somehow, Gala blocks that. What a block! But gets a touch on the net. Can't quite believe it because that first block was phenomenal.
30.
Yeah!
40-30.
But here is a match point for García and Gala. After 2 hours and 37 minutes. Nenno and Augsburger had 2 match points earlier on in the second set. Can they do it now? García and Gala against the 5th seeds. Augsburger saves it. Augsburger seizes the opportunity. But there's the block.
Advantage García Gala.
And the smash from Pablo García. Match point number 2. But there is pressure on both teams here. 2 match points for García and Gala. They haven't managed to do it yet. Our second deuce. As the Nenno is really trying here to make sure this pair concentrate and are as focused as possible. But the block from Gala at the back of the court is out. It is break point to the Nenno Augsburger. And there is an ooh and a gasp from the crowd, as that is very lucky for Gala. Because the touch from Augsburger is brilliant. It comes off the top of the cage, where Gala adjusts well to it being a little bit more difficult, and then it just skips over the net. That is lucky, but we are back at deuce. Deuce number 3. Another advantage for the Nenno Augsburger. It's better work from Augsburger now. Well, watch round the corner by Augsburger, but he cannot get on that smash. We go back to deuce once again. And you couldn't write it. We are going back to advantage for the Nenno Augsburger. A tense Cristian Gutierrez looking on. Deuce number 4. Now the Nenno Augsburger have got another advantage to equalise at 5 games all in this third and final deciding set. Can García and Gala hold on one more time? A smash from Martín de Nenno. And it's 5 games all. García and Gala had 2 match points. We thought it couldn't get any closer, but the match will continue at 5 all in this third set.
Time.
Vamos, Pablo. Vamos, mi madre. Venga, vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos, bicho, Venga, dale, cabezón, dale, dale.
15 love.
Dale, loco, dale, dale.
Both players now have had 2 match points each. Those for Nenno and Augsburger in the second set. For García and Gala, they just lost 2 opportunities. And here is Nenno Augsburger making their comeback. They were breakdown, they have broken back. And here is their opportunity.
Muy atrás, Rengo, muy atrás. Muy atrás, Rengo, está Pablo, no vas.
And a huge cross-court smash from Nenno out of the court for the Portres. 40 love. We've played 2 hours, 44 minutes. The record for the longest game in Premier Padel main draw history was dated in the Milan P1 recently at 3 hours, 17 minutes. The Deus brothers against Perino and Piotr. In that version, the Deus brothers came out on top when they played yesterday in the round of 64. Perino and Piotr this time took the win, not quite in 3 hours, 17 minutes, but that was still a long game yesterday in 2 hours, 17. I don't think we will reach 3 hours, 17 minutes today, but there is always the potential of a third tie-break as the Nenno Augsburger consolidate their break and lead 6-5. It is all to play for. It really doesn't get closer than this. Final positive words from the coaches. Can García and Gala take this to 3 out of 3 tie breaks? It's a great start from David Gala. Augsburger clasping the net. Another interesting reaction after he picked up the ball with his mouth earlier on. They will, of course, be searching for the win, 7-5. García Gala will do everything in their power to have another tie break. It has been a real struggle, a real battle for these pairs.
30 love.
And a very promising start for our unseeded pair, García Gala, against our 5th seeds, the Nenno and Augsburger.
Net. Fault.
Vale, Martín está atrás, se va todo atrás. Vale, Leo atrás, viene ya, viene ya, Leo, dale. Sigue. Bueno, tú.
Augsburger into the net. He's folded over in half as Pablo García tries to help him up. You can't fault the commitment from Augsburger to try and get on those balls. But he hasn't looked at his most relaxed or happy during this game. It's a game point for García and Gala to take this to a 3rd set tie-break. And a gentle touch this time from Augsburger. 40-15.
Game García Gala, 6 games all.
So García, Gala get the game. It's 6 games all. We've had 2 tie breaks already. There will be a third. What a game this has been. It's hard to see that this is a round of 32. Feels like a semi-final or even a final. The quality of paddle that's on display and the tension that has built throughout this game. Nenno will kick us off with his serve in the tie-break. And the first point goes to the 5th seeds.
Fall.
Atrás, nada, nada, nada. Atrás, nada. No pasa nada.
2-0, Nenno, Augsburger.
A good start for the 5th seeds from Argentina. Nenno Augsburger lead 2-0. They came back from a breakdown at 3-2, equalised at 5 games all, and now lead the start of this tie-break.
Vale, Leo está atrás. Viene dinero, viene dinero. Atrás, Leo. Atrás, Leo. Bueno, tú.
What a shot from Gala right to the feet of Leo Augsburger. Precise and difficult shot to return. 2-1 to Nenno Augsburger. Beautiful cross-court play from Augsburger. The smash from Nenno. Pablo García anticipates it going out.
3-1, Nenno, Augsburger.
Doesn't get there. Nenno Augsburger lead 3-1. What a beautiful shot from Martín Nenno, our highest ranked player here on the court.
Muy atrás, Renko, muy atrás. Vino.
4-1, Nenno, Augsburger.
And they're leading the way 4-1.
Papadito. ¿Animal? Sí. Vamos juntos ahí, vamos.
4-2, Nenno, Augsburger.
But they have to keep their heads. Out from Nenno.
4-3, Nenno, Augsburger.
As García, Gala closed the gap from being down 4-1. Just 1 point in it. There has to be 2 clear points. What a shot from Gala up at the net. The portres out the side of the court. And what a moment to get that point. They've come down from being 4-1. It's now 4-all. Just pops it out the side. Nothing that Augsburger and Nenno can do about that. Nenno tried with everything he had to block it. 4-all in our 3rd set tiebreak. Having a bit of a discussion about the serve. The ball was called out. Dineno think that that might be in. I'm not sure García or Gala had a convincing response. Well, that is such a close call. And looks like it could be in by millimeters. As our video review official now taking a look. As the anticipation builds at 4-all. They used up both of their video reviews in the second set, Dineno Augsburger. And there's the VAR decision. It is out. They will lose a video review.
Second serve.
And it will be second serve for Martín Dineno. But if you're going to question it at any point in a tie break in the deciding set is probably your right moment to. The smash doesn't go out, as Augsburger expects. They've switched sides and are now running to catch up.
5-4.
And now, for the first time in the tie-break, García and Gala lead 5-4. And that was really all caused by Augsburger coming all the way across to the right-hand side to try and do that por cuatro that didn't go out of the court. And García and Gala are up here on their serve. But that's out long from Pablo García. 5-all. A reminder, it is first to 7, but by 2 clear points. García to serve. What a privilege to be witnessing matches like this unfold. Of this first ever FIP World Cup Pairs. We're coming up to the 3-hour mark. 3 tie breaks in a row. It's been a pretty special round of 32 match. But look at that from Pablo García to set up match point. They've already had 2. Can they do it this time? The unseeded pair, can they knock out the 5th seeds in this 3rd set tiebreak? Match point, García, Gala. Saved by Augsburger.
6-0.
A dive from Pablo García cannot save the day. 6-all. But they will have a second. It is into the net from Leo Augsburger. And García Gala leads 7-6. Match point number 2. And a brief discussion to see how they can do it. And a smash from David Gala, and it is game, set, and match. What a game! The winners, Pablo García, David Gala, over 3 hours of paddle, and they win after 3 tie breaks. They lose 7-6 and they come back and win 7-6, 7-6. A day that García and Gala will remember for their entire paddle careers. And that third set, the longest of them all, 69 minutes. A similar number of unforced errors. To be fair, similar statistics across the board. There is really nothing to set these teams apart. Over 3 hours played, Gala García win 2-1, 3 tie breaks. What a performance from both sides, but today, taking home the win, García and Gala, and I cannot wait to hear what they have to say for their interview now down courtside.